All right, so if you guys were looking on the group here probably a week or so ago, I had a property that I had posted up. It was a deal. It was a contract that I had on. It was a property I had under assignment, had it under contract, and what happened with this property is this guy, it's kind of a duplex, but at the records say single family. It looks like it was kind of a MacGyver job to add a second story at some point, but it does have a couple of meters for water and power. So I was kind of excited as marketing it as a duplex, which is where I would get the value add, over this estimate here on the single family. But what we found, so when I went and looked in Realist, the person who this dude is the one that shows up as the legal owner and Realist, but right here it was on a quit claim deed. So this is where we started running into issues because, and it was, look here, the recording date, it was actually recorded um, supposedly after, earlier this year, and supposedly it was done last year. Well, somewhere in that window, the dude here died, and the wife or the heir or the PR of the estate is basically saying that this quitclaim deed and all this stuff was um, fraudulent. So when I posted my deal out there, there was actually another investor, a wholesaler, that reached out to me and told me that he had this property under contract about a year ago, and that was interesting. Or no, 6 months ago, and he even sent me some things. And this is when um, his title company decided that they were going to resign and get out of the deal because of the pending issues with the property. So you hop in here and you look, and there's a Lis Pendens, which basically says it stops us from being able to do anything on the actual property, proceed with the sale or anything, because there's a pending court case on it. And so that's where they're going in and explaining that the guy, they think he's not acting in a good way and maybe doing some shady stuff. So, or maybe it's just not his property to sell. And then here, if you look at my title report that we got, you go down here, and a lot of times, there's not much to look at a lot of the time. But this one, there happens to be a special little thing over here. Title is at the commitment date vested in, and then there's all these heirs and stuff of that person tied to the court case that we're dealing with. So that deal appears to be, for all intents and purposes, dead. But thought it might be interesting to some people because, when you go and you look at the realist and it shows the person's name as the owner, you think you're talking to the right person, but that does not necessarily mean that it is. So now you know.